Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. All right, Ja Morant is undergoing surgery on his right shoulder. I just got through watching Dr. Sutterer, and I encourage everybody to go check out his content. Anytime anybody gets hurt, he has a video up in 20 minutes flat telling us everything that we need to know about the injury or what it is that his expertise would otherwise be in regards to what he sees in the footage. Now, there's no footage of Ja getting hurt. From what I understand, this happened in a practice of some sort or some type of shoot around or something. And listening to Sutterer, man, it got me on a conspiracy thought. And I don't know how far the rabbit hole would go for that conspiracy, but you and I, everybody who's followed me, have had a conversation on this channel right before Ja Morant came back. And we talked about Ja Morant as it pertains to his presence and what it does for the instability of the timeline that the team is on. Meaning, he was out for 25 games. They sucked to high hell when that happened. Him coming back is going to put them in a position to not necessarily do anything big per se, although you can't rule it out because he's such a nice superstar. But they were so far in the depths of being a bad team to where it was hard to really see them getting anywhere other than the play-in tournament. But they could significantly benefit from having a lottery pick this year, given the fact that they have such talent deficiencies on their roster outside of who they've paid. We talked about this. Like, it's probably best that he don't be around this season at all so that they could get this draft pick, because you got Desmond Bane on a $1 trillion contract. You got Marcus Smart inherited off of his contract, whatever it is. You got JJ, who's been paid. You got Ja, who's been paid. You got Brandon, who's been paid. It's like all these people, and the rest of their team isn't overly gifted. I got some guys like Tillman I like, you know what I mean? A couple guys on the team, but they could benefit greatly from a rookie contract, being at a high-level player. Top 5 pick. And Ja took them out of the ranks for that by coming back and being as good as he is and then winning games around him. Not good enough to win a championship, but not bad enough to get a legitimate good lottery pick. If they get a pick and he continued on the path he was on, they probably get a pick, maybe 16, 15, 14th pick, depending on how well they do. Maybe even make the play-in tournament, maybe make the playoffs. Totally counterproductive for bringing forth talent to their team for which they desperately need. Specifically, inexpensive, high productive contracts. You understand what I'm saying? And so, listening to Dr. Sutterer and what he was saying is essentially, usually when a guy has dislocated his shoulder one time, they're not going to opt to do surgery 3 days after the injury. And essentially, this is what this is, unless he's had some type of dislocation that we weren't aware of, which would lead to this. Now, maybe it was a very severe injury the first time it was dislocated or whatever took place, but they didn't call it a dislocation. They just called it something short of a dislocation. I'm not sure what the proper word is. It's left my mind, but he would have had to have gone through longer time to let it heal before opting to do a season-ending surgery, if Dr. Sutterer's point of view is what it is, because he's essentially saying that usually when things like this happen, unless there's been a previous dislocation, you're probably just going to let it heal, and if it doesn't heal properly, then you would opt for the surgery, sort of like Gabe Vincent's situation with his knee. So this brings me to a point where I say, Ja, did you just let these people cut on you, you know, to put you out for the rest of the season, so that they could tank for a good pick because your presence would make it worse? I hope they didn't tell you needed surgery when you didn't actually need surgery. You know what I'm saying? That's my worry about what just happened. I'm in no position to say. I don't know how bad the injury is. I'm certainly not a doctor. And even Dr. Sutter is saying he's waiting for more information on the injury itself, which would be coming out in the coming days. But that surgery, from what I understand, is being done right now. If I were Ja and saw that video, would want a second opinion. I want a second opinion. Because an organization in some horrible, horrific world, could tell Ja and have their doctors tell Ja that he needs surgery when he doesn't necessarily need surgery, so that they can keep him out for the next 6 months, so that they can tank to get that player that they need, man. Because what I was saying to you guys in the video that I made about 3 weeks ago before he even came back was, if he rolls an ankle, I'm keeping him out for the season. If I'm the Grizzlies owner, if for any reason at all he goes down with any type of surgery, any type of injury, he's out for the season. Because I'm not overly thrilled about him coming back to begin with, because he's coming back so late into the season that he's gonna mess up my chances of being bad enough to get a good pick. You see what I'm saying? And it's his fault because of his behavior or what have you, however you look at it. So it's not like an injury kept him out for 25 games and now he's coming back. It was his crap that put me in this position to where now I can't get better. And I need to get better because I done overpaid everybody on my team. You know what I mean? Like, literally. And so it's so very imperative, in my humble opinion, for the Grizzlies to get as good as they want to get, to have this lottery pick that they're going to ultimately be able to tank for now that Ja's out the way. And so that's my little rabbit hole conspiracy. Maybe the injury does turn out to be as bad as it is. Dr. Sutter told us that if there's a crack on a certain aspect of the shoulder, then maybe it was necessary the shoulder be operated on and things like that. But it seemed fishy to him that they would so quickly opt for surgery. And I think back on that conversation we had, I said, it ain't fishy to me. Now the question is, Ja, do you know for a fact, based on many opinions, including the one away from the doctor that you got from the team, that you need that surgery? Or did you just let them put you in a position to go under that knife because you trusted them and they got other interests in regards to you not being present? So that, my friends, is what I'm considering, because I know, and anybody that follows the Grizzlies close enough knows that they would benefit in a major way from getting the first overall, second overall, third overall pick. And you know damn well we were on a line drive, if you're the Grizzly fan, to having that before Ja came back, because y'all started the season so poorly. He came back, started mucking things up, but not good enough for y'all to get to a chip. So you would be stuck in no man's land without a chance of getting that lottery pick. Now, all this goes out the window if you don't actually have your pick. Maybe you traded away in a previous trade. I know a lot of times teams trade first round picks years in advance. Maybe they don't have their pick. I didn't even check. So like I said, this is a rabbit hole conspiracy theory. I ain't got no real evidence. But I'm just telling you, assuming they have their pick, the team would have a very vested interest in Ja just simply not playing anymore this season, so he can't make them too good to get a good lottery pick. So that's my point of view. That's my concern. And when you have surgery like this, sometimes you don't come back properly from something like this. But if they don't care because they're going to trade you any damn way, that could be a real thing. So that's my concern, man. Sometimes I've been watching this game for so long, bro, and I've seen so many different things. And I hate to put this on organizations, but sometimes you really can't trust the employees of the organization when it comes to stuff, because they have their own interests. They really do. I've seen them botch people's diagnosis. The team doctors be telling the guy that he needs this surgery, and they end up giving them. We've seen mistakes before, man, and maybe some of those mistakes may not have been, mistakes. I don't know, but you just when you've been watching this game as long as I have, you don't put it past team doctors. You've seen too many things go wrong with team doctors. Ask Kawhi Leonard about team doctors. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff is like, yo, you need your own. And I'm saying this because I genuinely care about athletes, man. I'm not an athlete, but I've always had an affinity for this sport, and I want to see our guys successful. I'm a black dude. A lot of our players are black. All of that. Sometimes, if you're a millionaire superstar guy like Ja, there's two things that I think actually make sense. You insuring certain parts of your body, because I remember a football player, meaning soccer player back in the day, I don't remember exactly which one it was, one of the huge big names. He actually put insurance on his right foot, his kicking foot. Just in case something went terribly wrong, he would get a kickback of ridiculous amounts of wealth if for some reason he lost his foot in a car accident or something like that. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's his moneymaker. That's one thing that some of these superstars, super duper guys, for which Ja Morant is probably right in that category for me, may want to consider in certain aspects of life. And the second thing is always having your own doctor. Weigh their opinion against the team opinion. Don't ever trust just one doctor, especially if it's the team doctor. And it's no disrespect to anybody, but this is just how I would cover my bases. Because at the end of the day, you are responsible for your own body. And the organization is responsible for the organization. So that's really what it comes down to. They pay the doctor. I got my own doctor I pay. You understand what I'm saying? If you're a superstar. Because these are the type of situations where I'm going to get my second opinion, fam. Your team doctors can tell me I need surgery, and I can also see in a world where you want me to have surgery so that I can get the hell out the way, so that you can bring down my price next time it's time to negotiate, because now I got issues with my... You know what I'm saying? I don't want to play around with that. So for Ja, I just hope he didn't go under the knife without having that second opinion, because in this world, sometimes people can be real messed up, man, especially when they look at you as a low character guy. You understand what I'm saying? He's come back from that situation. I don't know how they looking at him. You know what I mean? I don't trust nothing. And so that's my thing. If I'm Ja Morant and I know they're going to try to draft my successor with a first overall pick if they get lucky, and then trade me up out of here, send me to Sacramento or something, listen, man, I'm going to have my second opinion before I go under any type of knife of any kind. Because if it turns out that this could have been something that just healed up a little bit, and he didn't let these people cut on him, he may regret that for not only the rest of his career, but for the rest of his damn life. So hey, man, I'm not trying to start trouble. I'm just telling y'all what my concern is based on what it is that Dr. Sutterer said, and based on what it is that I remember having a conversation about on this channel about just the specifics of how good a rookie contract could be for this team and how Ja Morant blows that whole plan up. BDL 44, I thank y'all for watching.